So Len and I came out here. We were here for the annual reenactment of the House in the Horseshoe event. There was a Loyalist attack on a Patriot stronghold, but there were also some other things that we decided to get out and see. One of those things was Cox's Mill. We're here on Mill Creek, and this is where the mill would have been located. A couple hundred yards that way on the other side of the creek, and we would have been able to get there. We met a property owner that offered us his canoe to take a trip down the creek. That seemed like a lot on a Saturday afternoon when we weren't planning for it, so that might be something for a future video. So what we knew is only Fanning's headquarters turned into have a much more significant history when it comes to North Carolina history and really Revolutionary War history. So not only was this Fanning's headquarters, Baron de Kalb, an American commander, had 1,500 Continentals encamped here when Horatio Gates moved south, consolidated the Southern Department of the Continental Army, and marched south to Camden, where ultimately it was an American defeat. Later on, General Nathaniel Greene also marched through this area, stopping by Cox's Mill in order to provision his army before moving back into South Carolina after he had chased Cornwallis to the east, and then reconquering South Carolina after Cornwallis had encamped at Yorktown. So really, these small places, these out-of-the-way places, had huge impacts on the history and the story of these United States. So one of the things I forgot about William Cox is he was a Quaker, which means he was a pacifist, but he was also a regulator. The War of Regulation here in North Carolina was 4 or 5 years before the Revolutionary War broke out, but the same sort of grievances were brought by these farmers against the colonial government that we would later fight an entire war for. He was a regulator. He fought at the Battle of Alamance. He was captured at the Battle of Alamance, sentenced to hang, but was later acquitted. And well, there's gunshots because we're here in a small town. So acquitted, allowed to return home to his farm. So we've got Cox's Mill here, small place nobody's heard of, lots and lots of history.